Good afternoon, Celeste. Welcome. Hello, Mapalo.
Welcome, everybody.
How are you today? How are you guys feeling? Oh, it's Jenna. Hey, Jenna.
We've got
Hi there,
Tamisha.
Tamisha. Welcome.
Can try and spotlight as well. Hey, Alzan.
Yes. There we go.
Great.
We are just going to wait a few minutes for all of the other learners to hop on board. And then around 5 o'clock, we will start. Okay.
Hey, Convra. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Tamisha. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am.
Are you fine? That's great to hear. Are you guys excited for today's class?
Yes, ma'am.
That's great news. We are excited as well from our side, ready to learn with Mr. Dipesh here, Mr. Dial.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the session today. As you can see on the screen, there is a warm-up activity. We have looked at this in the previous lesson where we complete the table based on the x values given, and we're starting with these x values here, where we've got x is 1, 10, 5, 20, and 25. And if we have 10x, it will be 10 times 1, which will be 10, right? I think I need to make my marker a bit smaller so that it fits in there. So it's 10 times 1, which is 10. And then here, the next one is 10 times 10, which is 100, etc. So I'd like you to complete the table, and then we can compare our answers while we wait. Who else do we have? We've got Njabulo, Pumzile, Stembiso. Welcome to the session today.
Hello.
Hello.
How
Welcome,
are you?
Aishan. I'm well, thanks. And how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
That's great. And we've got Baja as well. If you can start by completing this table, a bit of a revision from the previous week. And I've given you 2 examples. We've got 10x, then 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times 10 is 100. Welcome everybody. Stembiso, welcome. Kendra and Deva.
I think that's Theo. Am I right?
Theo.
Yes, I think he's Theo.
Okay. Welcome, Theo.
So on that point, just first of all, also want to welcome all of you. Welcome to Algebraic Equations, Lesson 5. We are almost done with this series with Dipesh, and I'm so happy to see you all here today. For anyone that's new, we'd love to see with the hands up if this is your first time. If not, welcome back. You know how it works. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, feel free to participate. And one thing as well, if your name is not on, if it's not your name, if it's maybe your parent's name, just please change it to your name so that Dipesh knows who he's talking to. Okay, enjoy the lesson, guys. I'll see you again afterwards.
Great. Thank you so much for that, Elzan. And yeah, welcome to everybody once again. We're looking at the question on the screen. Welcome, Anel and Uko. And we're going to compare our answers. We did these tables the last time, so they're quite similar to the activities we did the last time. Let's have a look and see what answers you get. Please, in the chat, once you're done with the table, if you can just say done, then I know that you're done, and then I know we can look at the answers. So once you're done with the entire table, filling it in, you can just say done. Okay, you can just type done once you finished the question and filled in the table. Yay, a lot of you are working quite quickly. That's great. Gives me a lot of, makes me believe that you've been working on these activities, which is really great. Okay, I'm going to start doing it. So I see a lot of you are done, so I'm going to start completing. Just show me a thumbs up if you just need a few more minutes to finish it. You can just show me a thumbs up if you're still busy with it and you just want a minute or two to finish it. You can just show me a thumbs up. Okay, you want some more time. Okay, great. Okay, cool. I will give you another 2 or 3 minutes and we can have a look at it. Thank you. Sure, Pumzile, thank you. Not a problem. Thank you. Thanks for that, Jenna, Uko, Theo, and Aisha. You're done. That's great. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna check now. So the next one is 5 times 10, which is 50. And then I have 200. And then I have 250. Yeah, is this correct? The first row, you can just type in the chat or unmute and just say it's correct. And you got the same thing.
Sir. Yes, sir.
All got the same thing. Okay.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
sir.
Okay. Who wants to call out the next row? Who wants to call out the next row?
First block is 40.
Yes, next.
Second block is 400.
400. So it's 50 minus 10 times 10, eh?
Oh,
Right.
ooh.
Anybody else want to let me know, or you're welcome to also give me the corrected answers if you want. What else? What is the answer to the next block?
So should it be a negative?
It will be a negative, correct?
Ah, how did
So
I
it will
get that
be-
wrong?
So it will be minus 50, right? And then 50 minus 10 times 5 is 0. And then 50 minus 10 times 20 is minus 150. And then 50 minus 10 times 25 minus 200. Okay, and that's that for the next row. Anybody wants to give me the answer for the next row?
10,
10, yes, and then?
negative 80,
And then?
negative 30,
And then?
and then it's negative.
Negative? Yeah? Negative, what is it, this one?
Third,
Negative 180, right? And the last one? The last one,
250.
negative 230, right? Negative 230. And there we go. Okay. So we got 10 minus 80 minus 30 minus 180 and minus 230. Okay. Well done. Okay. Who is going to give me the answer for the next row?
Yes, sir.
Yes, what is it?
10.
Yeah. It's actually minus 10, eh?
Yes, sir.
Next one.
Minus 100, sir.
Minus 100 and then
Minus 50.
and then
Minus 200.
and then.
Minus 250.
Yes, well done, everybody. That's really great. And yeah, so this is from the last time. What we did was we were working to plug in values and find the missing values in the table, right? Is there any question regarding this, the substitution into the table?
No, sir.
No. So remember what we called it? We called it substitution, yes?
So how does it become a negative number?
Say the last row is 0 minus 10. So you have 0 and then you minus 10. So you don't have anything and you still take away 10. Won't it become negative?
Okay, so now so I'm saying by way it says question number 2 it says 50 minus 10x.
Oh, it becomes negative because it becomes 50 minus 100. 50 minus 100 becomes minus 50. So if we look at this one here, say this one, right? It's going to be 50 minus 10 times 10, right? Which becomes 50
Yes, sir.
minus 100. And 50 minus 100 will be minus 50.
So we can't put a 0 in the position of 50.
No, it must be 50 minus that. You can't put a 0. It has to be that equation that you're given.
Okay, sir.
That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And as I was saying, we call this substitution, right? Substitution. Okay, great. Okay, sorry, I moved quite quickly through this. I moved it away quite quickly. I'm just going to leave it here for those of you who are still writing. Any questions? Pumzile, yes, it is kind of like BODMAS, where we're doing the multiplication first, where we're timesing. I see how people, if they were not doing the timesing first, they would have made a mistake. They could have said 50 minus 10 and then times the number, right? So you have to do the timesing first. So as we had seen here, it's 10 times 10 first. Then that gives us 100. Then we say 50 minus 100. So that is BODMAS, because BODMAS, we are going to be doing the multiplication and division first before we do the addition and subtraction, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Everybody happy with this? Any questions?
No, sir.
No questions. Okay, so you're all good. You all understand the same? Okay. I'd like you to try this question for me. It's got A, B, C, and D. If you can do all of them and tell me what you think the answers are. For A, B, C, and D, what you think the answers are. You can just
Sir?
type it in the chat, yeah? You can type it in the chat so we can all compare. Yes, you have a question?
So for number 1, should you find the answer that equals that's gonna equal the number 10?
Yeah, so you're gonna find an answer when you plug it in that it gives you 10. So something plus 3 equals 10. You're looking for that something.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay. Okay, for A, we've got here 7. A lot of people are saying 7. That's great. Well done. Let me put this in here. So we got 7, right? So 7 plus 3 is 10. Well done. That's correct. Let's try B. X
7,
equals
sir.
something. Huh?
7, sir.
It's minus 7. Hey? Minus 7 plus 3 is minus 4. Because in order to get a negative, we need to have a negative number. A negative number, so it's minus 7 plus 3 is minus 4. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Who's this talking?
No, sir, it doesn't, sir.
Okay, so let's look. So in order to get a negative number, right? Let's draw a number line. Let's draw a number line. We've got here minus 7, minus 6, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. And then we've got, yeah, there we go, right? So we start at minus 4, right? So say we start here at, start at minus 7, right? And it says plus 3. So do we move to the right or to the left?
To the left, sir.
If something says plus, doesn't the minus become more, it becomes less minus?
Yes, sir.
So we move to the right, we're moving 3. So it's 1, 2,
2,
3. Therefore, we get minus 4, you see? That's why the answer is minus 7.
Oh, okay, sir.
So if you're confused,
was-
just draw a number line, right? So we need a
Yes, sir.
negative in order to get a negative because we can't say positive. Then it will be 7 plus 3 is 10. So it won't work. It has to be a negative number, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, great. So yeah, this is it, right? So it is minus 7 plus 3 is minus 4. What's the next answer? C. X plus X plus X equals minus 6. Is true for, what must the value of X be in order for us to get minus 6? In order to get minus 6, yes, that's right.
2, sir.
2. But 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6.
Yes, sir.
So they want minus 6.
Oh, it's gonna be negative 2, sir.
Yes, okay. Does everybody agree with that? You can unmute yourself and just let me know. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
hearing the rest of you. Are you all in agreement that it's minus 2?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
No,
great. Huh? Somebody said no. Okay, so it's minus 2, minus 2, minus 2 is indeed minus 6, right? So the answer is when X equals minus 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then X plus X plus X plus X is minus 8. It's true for which value of X?
2, sir. Negative 2.
Negative 2.
Yes, sir.
2. Okay.
So because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 equals 8.
You mean plus?
Plus 2, I mean, sir. Sorry, sir.
Yeah. So it's minus 2 plus minus 2, eh? Plus minus 2 minus 2. So the answer is X equals minus 2, eh? Because it's minus, 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 minus. I go more and more left. If you start at 0 and you go minus 2, you end up with minus 2. Go more back, it's minus 4. Then go more back, it's minus 6. And go more back, it's minus 8. So it's x equals to -2 is the answer. Eh?
Yes, sir.
Everybody agree with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Great.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Okay, great. We are now going to move on to something else, but I just want to know if there's any questions so long regarding this.
No, sir.
No questions.
Sir, hi, sir. I just joined in. Sorry for being late. Can you please explain to me?
We're just looking for the value of x that makes these equations true. So for the first one, for example, we've got here something plus 3 equals 10. What will that something be?
Will be 8 or 7? No,
It will
7, sorry.
be 7. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that's what we're looking for. Hey, does that make sense?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
A pleasure. Okay.
Sir,
Yes, yes.
so I'm asking, so when it asks like number C, do you have to find the value of the x's in every answer that you get like that?
The x it will be the same. The x value will be the same because here the x is it's just x and x and x. So technically it's 3x, right? So 3 times something will give you -6 if you want to look at it like that. Yeah, does that make sense? If you say 3 times something, it will give you minus, it will, so, oh, let me write it here. So say I show you here. Say I got here 3 times x equals -6, right? So it's 3 times something is -6. And what is that something? It's -2. And we can think of it like that, and then you get -6. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so yeah. 3 times -2 is -6. Okay, cool. All right. All right, so we're going to move on now to something else. But just before we move on, is there any questions regarding this? Nope. Okay. Just a reminder, Alzan has just posted in the comments. For those who were late, the recording of this lesson will be on the Watobi's YouTube channel within the next 24 hours. So if you miss any lessons or you're wanting to go back to any lessons, you're welcome to have a look. Have you all had a look on the YouTube channel yet?
Yes, sir.
That's great.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And yeah, we've also got this class being live streamed. So yeah, welcome to everybody on the live stream as well. And I hope that you are understanding the lesson and that you're also making notes as we go along. So that's really great. Okay, so we've got this next one. It says here, I'm going to let you read on your own first, and then I will read it again. So if you can just read this question, and then I will read it with you. Okay, have you all read the question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's
Yes,
read
sir.
it now. So we've got here, it says that the mass of an empty truck is 2680 kilograms, and the truck is used to transport cement. Each pocket of cement has a mass of 90 kgs. The combined mass of the truck and the cement can be calculated by means of the formula y equals 90 times x plus 2680. Use terms variable and constant to describe the meaning of each symbol used in the formula and explain your answer, right? So let's go through it again. It says the mass of an empty truck is 2680. So that's the full mass of the truck, right? The truck is used to transport cement. Each pocket of cement has a mass of 90 kg. So every single cement pocket has 90 kgs, right? Okay. And the combined mass of the truck and the cement can be calculated by means of the formula 90 times x plus 2680, and use the terms variable and constant to describe the meaning of each symbol used in the formula. Okay, so what can you tell me about y?
So y is the variable.
Y is the variable. Okay, so y is the variable. And why is that?
Because the letters can change.
The letters can change.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so you're saying all the letters are variables.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Does everybody agree with that, or some of you are saying, oh no, that's not right?
Yes, sir.
I
We
do
agree,
agree, sir.
You agree? Okay. So y is the variable, and who was that gave me that answer? Was it who was that gave me the answer first?
Me, sir.
Who's that? Cananello.
Yes.
Cananello, great. So Cananello, what does y represent? What is y?
Is it the answer?
Yes, it's the answer, but what is the answer? What are we looking for? What does it say? Look at line number 3. What does it say? Can you read that for me? What does line number 3 says? It says
The combined mass of the truck and the cement can be calculated by.
yes, stop. So it's just a combined mass of the truck and cement. And it says can be calculated by means of the equation. So isn't it the combined mass of the truck and cement? Do you agree, Cananello?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yes. So y is a variable, and the variable represents the combined mass of the truck and cement, right? Let's write
Yes.
that down. Okay, so we've got y is a variable. So y is a variable. And it represents the combined mass of the truck and cement. Eh? I can hear you. Okay. Thank you. Okay, who wants to give a try with 90? What is 90? Is 90 a variable or is it a constant?
It's a
Sir,
constant,
it's a constant.
It's a constant. And what does it represent? What is 90?
So it represents the mass of the cement.
The mass of what cement? The whole cement, everything.
No, sir.
Then?
Of each pocket, sir.
Yes, so it's the mass of each pocket of cement, right?
Yes, sir.
What about x? Who wants to tell me what is x? Is that a variable or a constant?
Variable.
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 Variable. And what does x, what variable does x represent?
The number of pocket cement.
The number of pockets of cement. Eh? Wow, you all are excellent. Number of pockets of cement, right? And then what about 2680? What is that?
Constant.
Sir, it's the
Constant.
mass
What?
of the truck.
Mass of the truck, eh? Empty truck.
Yes, sir.
It's a constant. Mass of empty truck. Well done, everybody. Sure, that's great. Okay, very good. Okay, excellent, right? Trevor, I see you've got your hand raised. Is that a question?
Well, so I wanted to answer the question, but I don't have any question to tell to you.
Okay, I'll give you a chance. Now we're going to do another one, right, Trevor? Okay. Uko, I'm hearing you as well. Is everything okay? Do you understand what's happening?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great. Okay, Njabulo, are things okay with this question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about you, Baja?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you understand this, Baja?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay. Right, let's try another one. Any questions regarding this one?
No, sir.
Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, we've got here. I'm going to give you a chance to read it yourself. You can just read it yourself and then we will compare. Just read it nicely.
Explores principle.
Hey?
Pieces of equalness and the one of them. The length of this brings measured to one space to a space to the space and so on. It is how
Sir?
Yes, I'm here. Are you done reading?
Yes, sir. Just one question, sir. It doesn't show as in like the definition of why.
It doesn't show. Okay, we'll have a look and see. Maybe somebody else can help us to understand what Y means.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So, yeah, let me read it with you. It says here, a steel spring is suspended from a stand mass pieces of equal mass are hooked onto the bottom end of the spring. And the length of the spring is measured with 1 mass piece hooked, 2 mass pieces hooked, 3 mass pieces hooked, and so on. The results are shown in the table below. So we've got the number of mass pieces and the length of length of the spring in centimeters. So what's happening? The more mass pieces you put on, what happens to the spring?
It extends, sir.
It extends. So the spring extends, and that makes sense. If you've got a spring and you put more weight on it, it's going to be extending. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. And the formula y equals 8x plus 40 is used to predict the length of the spring for various number of mass pieces hooked. Use the terms variable and constant to describe each symbol used in the formula and explain your answer. So I'm just going to quickly read it again. It says the steel spring is suspended from a stand, and we've got mass pieces of equal length, equal mass are hooked onto the bottom end of the spring. The length of the spring is measured with 1 mass piece hooked, 2 mass pieces hooked, 3 mass pieces hooked, and so on. The results are shown in the table below. Okay, so we've got number of mass pieces and the length. So what can you see? As you put more mass pieces, what happens to the length?
The length extends, sir.
The length extends. Is there anybody
Yes,
else that can confirm that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks, Tumelo. Thank you, Theo. Okay, so the formula y equals 8x plus 40 is used to predict the length of the spring. That's very important for y. And use the terms variable and constant. So who was it that wanted to give an answer in the previous round but didn't get a chance? Was it Trevor? Trevor, do you maybe want to give me, what is y? Is that a variable or a constant?
Sir, y is a variable.
Y is a variable. Okay, let's write that down. So we've got y is a variable. And what does it represent, Trevor?
Y represents the answer.
The answer. But what is the answer? What are we looking for?
We're looking for x times by x plus 40.
8 times by x plus 40 we're looking for. So let's look. What are we looking for in this question? We are looking for when we add weights on how long the spring becomes. Isn't that so?
Yes.
Yeah. So we are actually looking for, let's read this line here. Trevor, let's read this line here. What does it say?
Okay, the line says the formula y equals x times x plus 40 is used to predict the length of the spring for the various number of mass pieces hooked.
Isn't that the answer then? So y represents the length of the spring for various number of mass pieces hooked.
Yes.
Does everybody agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that is it, right? So it is the length of the spring for various number of mass pieces hooked. I've got some comments here in the chat. Yes, okay, great. So let me write it down. So it is the length of spring for various number of mass pieces hooked. Yeah? Great. Who's going to tell me the answer for 8? What is 8?
Sir,
Yes.
8 is the number that it's times by.
8 is the number that it's times. What does 8 represent? Let's go back to the top here. It says what? What is 8? It says 8x.
It's a constant, sir.
It's a constant. Yeah. It's a constant. Yeah. And x represents the
Variable.
represents the variable. It doesn't really tell us here what 8 represents. Look, it says the steel spring is suspended from a stand mass pieces of equal mass. Oh, yes. No, it's the mass pieces. Look, number of mass pieces. So it's the weight of one mass piece. Yeah, so it's the length of one mass piece. It looks, this is the length of the spring. So if you've got number of mass pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because this tells you the length of the spring. Yeah. So it looks like it's the mass of one, or it's the length of one mass piece, because that mass, when you put one mass piece, it changes. So the change of length that one mass piece causes. So when you put one mass piece, it changes the length by 8. If you put 2, it changes it by 16. See, because 8 times 2 will be 16. Does that make sense? So if you put
Yes, sir.
8 times 1, it will change by 8. The length will change by 8. They tell us if it's centimeters. Yes, centimeters. So if you put one mass piece, it will change by 8. If you put 2 mass pieces, it will change by a certain amount, right? So that's what it means, right? So how that changes the length of the spring, right? Okay. What about x? X, you said it was a
Variable.
Variable, sir.
so 8 is a constant, and we've got x is a variable, right?
Yes, sir.
And what does that variable represent? It represents the number of mass pieces, eh? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So it represents the number of mass pieces. And lastly, 40. What is 40?
Constant, sir.
It's a constant, but what does it tell us?
Constant.
See,
Pieces that are whole.
if you plug in 0 in the place of x, that means we've got no masses, right? That means we'll end up with 40. So what does that mean? It's the original length of the spring. So it's the original length. Then when you add, it becomes bigger and bigger. So if you put 0 in there, it will just be 40. So it's the original length of the spring. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's the original length of spring, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, may you please repeat the question?
No, what does 40 represent? It represents the constant, right? It's the original length of spring. And the question is, are these variables and constants, right? So 40 will represent a constant, and it's the original length of the spring. Then as we add more, the length of the spring increases, right? Is this looking okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So that is it from me for today. And I'm going to hand you over to Elzan, and I'm going to go to my next lesson. So thank you all for joining and contributing. And thank you so much to those who also joined the live stream. Take care, everybody. And Elzan will take over from here. And I shall see you soon.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Dipesh. Enjoy your next lesson.
Thank you so much, Elzan. Enjoy and take care, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, guys. How are you? How are you
Good and you,
feeling?
ma'am.
Good and you, ma'am.
Good. Awesome. So I am quickly going to hop on to share my screen. I've got very good news for you today. There's two things. The one thing, what do you think I'm going to show you now?
The
Leaderboard.
leaderboard.
Leaderboard. Yes. Are you excited to see it?
Yes,
Not really.
ma'am.
Are you sure? You don't sound too excited to me.
I'm tired.
Are you guys tired? Working hard, hey?
Yes.
Just want to say you all did very well in today's lesson. Thank you so much for your participation. And yeah, I hope that you learned something today. So let me show you. Where is that leaderboard now? So I'm going to show you the leaderboard. And then I've got more amazing news for you. And that news is there is no homework for today.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank the Lord.
So
Yes.
okay, why aren't I finding? Okay, so for the leaderboard, which I can't find now, can I tell you guys who's first on the leaderboard today?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so first we have. Are you ready for it?
Mm-hmm.
Mapalo. Mapalo, here we go. Here I can share now. Mapalo has done 10 lessons. So well done. Congratulations to Mapalo. And then in second place, we've got Fumuzile, and she has done 9 lessons the whole of last week. In third place, we've got a tie between Kamano and Theo. And in fourth place, we've got Katie with a 7. So well done. Can we all give them a hand clap? Good job. And there's some of you that made it like by this far to come onto the leaderboard. So I'm sure you know who you are. Keep on working hard. Do your best. For those who hasn't done all the lessons, the previous homework yet, try and do that before our last lesson. So what we will do next, you've already done 5 lessons. Now the next thing is exam type questions. Okay. Are you guys going to be there?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So Dipesh will help us with some exam questions. He will show us how to prep for that. And if you want to be sure to participate and know your work, try and do your homework before you come into the class, okay? Okay, guys, that's all from me. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Go rest if you can rest now. And all the rest of school until Thursday again. Cheers. Bye-bye. Take care.
Amen.
Bye, Tumelo. Bye, Njabulo. Bye, Uko.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Bye, Trevor. Bye, Kendra. Take care, guys. Good to see you all.
Thanks, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Have a good evening.